You thought I was going to do it on the end of the beat, but I stuck it in the middle just to surprise everyone. Hi, good morning or good afternoon, depending on which coast you are on. I am Kyle. There's my co-host Luke. For his last co-host day, while Doobie is away. How you doing, Luke?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing well, and the week is, coming to an end almost, so that's pretty exciting.
But the news sure ain't.
Yeah, we have some decent news. We're also going to be joined by Jeremiah this morning. He's going to recap his experience at the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival yesterday, which is now in full bloom. See what I did there? And we also have all sorts of interesting news today. But let's get started the way that we always do here, Luke, with the video that may or may not be playing at the moment.
It played for me, so...
It was delayed for me. Now I understand what Doobie experiences sometimes.
Yeah.
So yesterday when we checked in on the stock, it was at $98 a share. Where do you think it is today?
I see no specific reason for it to go up, so I'm going to say it's going down more.
I see no reason for it to go up. Yes, let's see here. Yeah, 97.62. That's
good at this.
Well, so yeah, I don't know. Let me check the S&P like I do. S&P 500 is down barely. It's 0.17% right now. So it's not up, but it's not as down as much as Disney. So there you go. Next up, I actually do have a weather report today. So let's get to that. See, that one played no problem for me. I'm sad to say I don't have a full weather report. Like I don't have my video weather report, but I do have one. I do want to share today's graphic though, because look at this mess of what we have across the country today. As soon as it comes up, there we go. So yeah, some snow mixed. This is what I want to talk about. Over in my area, we have chance for heavy rain and flooding potential, but even worse, severe weather down here in the south and in Texas. So if you live in this yellow area, especially over here in like where Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana meet, be sure you remain weather aware today. There's a chance of strong tornadoes, strong winds, and some large hail. So I'm sure you already know that if you live there, but if you don't, make sure you keep an eye on the weather and make sure you have a way to get warnings. I recommend following your local National Weather Service thing on Twitter. That's one of the best resources I found. So be safe, do that, please. And then as far as the weather at the Disney parks, Anaheim today will cross into the 60s after lunch for a sunny and clear day.
The 60s.
A little bit of a change from yesterday. Orlando, also sunny at Walt Disney World with a high of 86 and relatively low humidity. So like 30% humidity. It's going to feel like the temperature it says on the dial, if that's the right word.
That's nice for a change for Orlando.
Castaway Cay, right around 80 degrees and a little bit breezy. They'll have a low of 73 after dark. Paris was in the upper 40s. But they'll be crashing to the bottom of the 40s over the next few hours with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow in Tokyo, they'll top out at 51, but it won't cool too much from there. So that's good news. It'll have a high of or low of 45 or so. Shanghai will start off sunny, but clouds will roll in as the day goes on. They'll have a high in the mid to upper 50s. And finally, Hong Kong will have lots of sunshine, high of nearly 70, which is how I have to state it for this show. And after their evening lows will be in the mid 60s. So there you go. That's your weather report for this morning.
Sounds like good weather, mostly.
Speaking of weather, our top story today, I would put up the breaking news, except it happened yesterday, so it's not really breaking. This is very interesting. This happened while I was on the air with Jeremiah, actually, and I had to break in to show this. But I'm going to go ahead and call it snow, and we'll get to that. But just watch this video in case you missed it. Mike sounds delirious, and I love it.
It's somewhere between panting and absolute joy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Typical Disneyland Californian visitors not enjoying the rain.
Yeah. So apparently, according to people, this isn't really snow. It's light hail, like soft hail. But when they explain what this is, it's like, oh yeah, this is when the water connects to the snowflakes. And like, okay, so then it's snow. If it connects to the snowflakes, you use the word snow in your definition.
Because I don't think it was technically cold enough to snow, because obviously it needs to be usually
not true. It can be so. It can be to stick to the ground. It usually has to be below freezing, but because it comes down from the higher elevations, it just needs to be a certain level of cold enough. You know, it doesn't have to be like below freezing to snow.
Gotcha. Okay. I should have trusted the weatherman.
Here's another.
Yes, here's Disneyland. It's snowing. It's snowing in Disneyland in Anaheim. It's not even. It was hail a minute ago in downtown Disney. I'm gonna call this snow. This is snow.
That line right there got quoted in an OC Register story that he's the featured image for. This image right here of him at Disneyland was at the top of the OC Register story. So very fun. Then of course, a few minutes later, it was clear.
Absolutely,
the bluest sky you've ever seen.
Typical California.
Yeah. But that's a lot of fun. I'm glad Mike was there to experience it. Obviously, he was having a great time even while getting soaked or pelted with hail before that. So, yes.
It's the small things in life.
But we're going to move over to Florida now. But before we get to Flower and Garden, we're going to talk about, we have an opening date for Typhoon Lagoon, which we kind of expected because they announced the Glow Nights. We're like, well, I guess the park's going to be reopening before then. But yeah, March 19th, correct, Luke?
Yeah, March 19th. Now, the sad thing about this is I guess we all assumed incorrectly that we'd be getting Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach open at the same time. But nope, that's not the case. Blizzard Beach will be closing on March 18th, and then Typhoon Lagoon will be opening up March 19th, and they're going to have some new food options, plenty of Dole Whip choices.
Yeah, they're bringing back the that Hey one, but then they're going to have these different Dole Whips. Let's see here. I'm sure it says somewhere.
I think above.
Watermelon. Oh yeah, here we go. Watermelon, mango, pineapple, strawberry, and raspberry will be available. Jeremiah is celebrating in the green room. So yeah, that'll be fun. I've actually never been to any of the Disney water parks, so one day I will go check these out. But yeah, like you said, we're gonna lose Blizzard Beach once that reopens, but you know what? It'll be all right. We'll survive. And now, what's up?
Well, I think before we get to Jeremiah, we actually do have some breaking news.
Okay, well, let me hit the button while I say hi to people. Oh yeah, breaking news that we expected, but I should have put on the thing anyway. We got the teaser trailer for the Haunted Mansion, which I guess I'll show, even though it might get us blocked again. Tough choices we have to make sometimes. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch this together so we can get our reactions, because obviously neither of us have watched this. And Jeremiah, do you want to come react to this with us? All right, I'm going to bring Jeremiah on. We're going to talk about Flower and Garden. We'll get to that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and watch this Haunted Mansion trailer together.
Welcome home. I know this place isn't as warm as I'd hoped, but I'm going to light a vanilla candle, and it's going to be a game changer. Will it though? We're out.
This mansion is unhinged. She needs all the help she can get. You want to be a hero? Pass. $2,000. What's the address?
I'm gonna move into a house without windows, so I won't see you walking by.
Guys,
Walking by
little help?
with your new.
I just saw that.
This house has a way of playing tricks on you.
In my house without windows. In my house without windows.
Oh my God.
Is anybody else seeing this?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Be careful. Death lurks around every corner.
Other more powerful entities may come through.
Not on our watch. What are you gonna do? Seriously.
They're already dead.
You're gonna be deader.
Okay.
In my house without windows.
What do you think?
That looks really good.
That does not look really good.
Wow, really? I think it looks. Well, first of all, it looks scary, so I don't know if I'm going to be seeing this one in theaters.
That will not be scary. It is a Disney movie,
There's
sir.
jump scares. Disney Double Dare, yeah. No, I thought that the way that they made the especially like at the end, you kind of have a montage of these different like references to the ride that I thought looked really cool, and not in a. I thought like the Eddie Murphy one also references the original attraction, but in like a really hokey way, whereas these seem like. I thought that they looked a lot cooler. What did you not like about it, Jeremiah?
I seriously was expecting Eddie Murphy to show up at some point. It to me, it does feel like it is very much the original film type feel to it. And I mean, it could be the fact that it is such like Danny DeVito, Owen Wilson, Rosario Dawson, it's an all-star lineup, much like the original one was ish. But to me, it feels kind of hokey. Like, I hope that I'm proven wrong and I'll watch it again on a bigger screen and hopefully it'll look better. But to me, and Rosario Dawson starting out really was like, wait, Ahsoka's in this? What's going on?
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Rosario Dawson.
Oh, I am also.
That kind of plays into it. But no, I disrespectfully am gonna completely disagree with you there. I think based off of the one trailer that we've seen so far and just seeing it once, it seems to have a nice mix of possibly being an original story with having those callbacks to the mansion. Because I think they have to walk a good line there with not making it too hokey like the original one was back in 2003.
it's probably not quite the what we would have gotten from Guillermo del Toro, but
No. Like I said, I will
cautiously
give it
optimistic.
another try. I will look at it another try when it's not just on my small screen. But the opening really was. It made me right away feel like the original one, where like, okay, we're going to the house. Oh, do we have to? Okay.
yeah, I think there's some cool things. We'll see. It's interesting that it waited so long for us to get to this part, but sorry.
No, I'm definitely interested to see it, and I haven't had a lot of interest in live action Disney movies in recent years, especially a lot of the remakes. So I think this will be good.
What? I don't.
Mac says
understand.
that Haunted Mansion looks like if haunting. He doesn't. So here's the thing about Mac. It's a misconception because Benji doesn't understand. He likes Halloween Horror Nights. Like he doesn't mind the jump scares, but he's the kind of person that scary movies like will keep him up at night. Whereas I'm the opposite. I don't really get frightened like long term. I just don't like the jump scare. I don't like being startled. So fun facts. I'm gonna deem it fun.
I mean, if it's anything like Haunting of Hill House, which I know it won't exactly be, but that is a great series. So,
well, thank you for that breaking news. Now we're going to Jeremiah. We're going to talk about your experience at Flower and Garden yesterday.
Yay! Was that my first one or my second one? Or
Which
my experience there?
Oh, we're gonna start at the end. We're gonna show this video first. I'm gonna keep it on mute because
Yeah,
I
it'll
don't
shut us down.
continue to need to get banned. But this was, as we kind of predicted yesterday's morning show or the day before, it was an Encanto themed one. So how did this look in person? It looks very bright.
It is very bright. There were times where it was too bright. I don't want to say it was a letdown because there were some beautiful visuals, but there are definitely points, if you watch the entire video, where it's just like Spaceship Earth is one color. There's nothing going on. Where the early Beacons of Magic had a lot of this type of stuff where it was something was always happening. This one was kind of like I felt like a lot of the people I was around were kind of just blah about it. It's not horrible, but it's not anything that blew us away.
There's only so many things they can do, I suppose.
Yeah. I think
I don't even know if they're called Beacons of Magic anymore. That was kind of something I was struggling with when I was writing the article and titling this. I'm like, yeah, I feel like with the 50th celebration winding down, this being the part that's sticking around, I'm just like, yeah, it's just a light show at this point.
This part right here where it just brought up the vines, like it refers to the song, but it looks kind of clunky, that part.
Yeah, I love the vines part. There's another part where it's very colorful. But this is, the snowflakes falling. I don't know why we're complaining, because if we looked at this a year and a half ago, we would have been blown away still about how amazing it is. But it's a great kiss goodnight. No matter what, they also play the Colors of the Wind from last year, and they are still playing the 40th 40th montage that they did for the anniversary. And then, of course,
I really thought that was going to be one night only.
Yeah. And we keep getting surprised.
Yeah. No, it's, again, for me, it was For the people who have never seen any of the different shows, they will be just in awe.
Also, I don't know why we didn't immediately center in on this song, because the song is literally about her controlling flowers and her ability to do that. So it is the obvious choice.
Well, I hadn't seen the movie, but I did mention flowers. So
that is true.
How are there people that have not seen this film? I do not understand this still.
I got other things to do. I got to host shows 5 days a week. I do have a list here of some of the past ones. So if you ever wanted to just watch a bunch of Beacons or light shows, you can click on any of these links and figure that out.
Definitely watch the Figment one. That was one of the best ones they've ever done.
I also enjoyed your nighttime photography of that pavilion.
That was just, as I was walking out, I sat there and I really I was trying to get some of the colors of the Spaceship Earth behind me. It just wasn't changing. One of the nice things is Maribel is holding a butterfly, and the butterfly lights up. So it was giving some great facial lighting from Maribel. It's like, there we go. Yeah. So it was, they did a great job with the lighting for this at night, and for day, it's still amazing. And he still looks like a troll.
I think this one might be my favorite. It's so beautiful that it takes a while to load. But yes, I think that's very cool. And while I have this article open, I guess we can look at some other topiaries. We did so yesterday. If you want to see a full thing, you can watch our walk and talk from yesterday. We had a lot of fun during that.
Yes.
And I don't think it got banned. So
no, I think we were okay with that one.
Well, it still got demonetized because I kept playing the Magic Happens thing. I didn't know. Tony told me afterwards. I'm like, come on, dude, you gotta tell me if my bits cost us money. But here we go. Starting off Toy Story.
Yeah, this one has been around for a handful of years. The display has shrunk. but it's still very nice, and it's
Well, you
right
can
in
tell
front
it's
of the
old. It's the
land.
old style bow.
Yes, she doesn't have a broken arm.
Well, yeah, and she's also not. She still has her like bonnet. There's Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto, and
Yeah.
Chip and Dale. So what? So now what is this?
I'm
Is
not
this
even
a
getting
new
into this
Fab Five?
conversation.
What?
I'm not even getting into this conversation again. I can't do that anymore. Yeah,
This is. I feel like this photo, this angle, is a must every time you go to Flower and Garden because I've seen this angle so often, but it's perfect.
I was sitting there waiting for the monorail for a long time for that one. I just had to snap this and go. But I've gone, this is my 10th year with Laughing Place going to the Flower and Garden. I will say that this was probably one of the best days for the opening that I've had. A lot of the times it's cloudy or it's just so sunny that it blinds people, but the clouds rolling over worked out well. Also kept us cool for most of the day.
It was the best day you had at the Epcot Food and Wine Fest or Flower and Garden because you spent only a fraction of the time at Epcot. Lion King here. Those look nice. I like this good mane and one tooth Pumbaa.
The Figment, if you can zoom in on him, he's one of the parts we were having a conversation yesterday about the succulents.
About the succulents, yes.
And that is all succulent.
I recall the succulent talk. I want to say hi to Steven while if anyone else has any questions or any requests for, I don't know if we'll get to every topiary, so if you want one in particular, let me know so I can bring it up for you.
The prehistoric
dinosaur DNA.
Yes.
Yes, which you mentioned yesterday used to be in front of Ellen's Energy Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Buzz, the most off the beaten path topiary, I believe is what you dubbed it.
Seriously, like he is too far in the play areas. Go up actually a little bit more. The one underneath the Songbird Meadow. Down.
Further down. Sorry.
That one. Yeah. So this one I just had to take a picture of because if you look at the sign and the little display in the background, it's about keeping cats indoors to help with birds and flowers.
Is there a cat somewhere in here?
No, sadly no.
I was like looking for the cat because they have like cats at Disneyland and stuff. So thought maybe
I did see a possum last night, but no cats.
I have a great photo of a possum that was running around the Paramount bathroom when I was working one day.
One of those ones you walk into, go, nope, leave.
It's a Hollywood possum, It's fine.
It's a stunt possum.
It could be. So, some animal wrangler is going to lose his job. Hey, Orange Grove, how you doing? Luke is here too. I made him go do some work while I talk to Jeremiah.
There's the 12-foot Goofy.
Yep. Nice. You're right. That is a great sky for this. Like it's nice when you have a totally blue sky, but having some like white clouds in there, it just looks.
I would have preferred the sun a little bit more behind me so I could have gotten some more of his colors, but you can still see it pretty well.
It's fine. Now another great photo here. Three caballeros.
Which I've taken they've been out for, I want to say they've been out for about a week. And I think this is the 5th picture I've taken of them. So every time I go by, I'm like, got to take this picture.
Do you say saludos, amigos?
No, I will now. Every time.
I'm glad.
The bald troll. I actually enjoyed this picture with the snowflake in front of the sisters a little bit more than the dead-on shot of the sisters, just because it gives a little bit more perspective.
Yep. The possum was totally on CSI. I don't know if that film's at Paramount. I'm pretty sure it shoots at CBS or at they shot the original CSI at Universal. I know that from the tour. But there's the bunny.
Yes, bunny.
The infamous bunny.
A conversation will never go away.
Yes. If you don't understand what we're talking about, make sure you go back and watch that walk and talk.
You miss things if you don't watch us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Pandas. Yes, if only there were a channel for that. Then we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, including the return of our good friend Squeaks, which it was last year that we're like, that's a character, right? And then we looked it up and we remembered, oh yes, Fox and the Hound.
Yeah, the most random mix-up right there. Fox
Some
and the
good
Hound.
macro photography, and not Michael Mack. Just I don't know if you took enough photos, Jeremiah.
No,
this article is like so short. Another classic, I feel like.
Yeah, you have to get that shot. I also love the backdrop for that.
Yeah.
It used to be down on the waterways, and it looked cute, but this, I really wish they would do at least a spaghetti bowl with the meatballs. They don't have to have the spaghetti, but that would be just one more touch of how cute this could be. Maybe for the 50th anniversary of Lady and the Tramp.
And here's a new one, the Tiana. I love this dress. It looks so cool.
Yeah. And
I like this little backdrop too. It's kind of a little bayou flavor to it.
Yeah, and they have the lily pads with the flowers down at the bottom. If you look very closely in the right-hand corner of that photo, you still can't see Spike.
Thank you. If
And
you zoom in, just keep zooming in, you won't see anything. Oh, okay. Thanks, Jeremiah. This is great television.
Again, if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch the Walk and Talk.
Another classic Epcot shot here with the through the gate to the mall with the tacos in between, but not for long.
Nope, that will not be there. Well, that hopefully won't be there come mid-April, but
they're being removed in phases, whatever that means.
Yeah.
This is we're talking about how this makes for some serene LP, not as great in photos, but very great in video. So make sure you check that out when we have that.
Yeah, and I was going to say, these photos, I love all of my photos from this day, but I'm ready to go back I'm not going to go back today, but I'm ready to go back and enjoy the park without a camera or a phone in front of my face the entire day.
I get that. And as you noted during our walk and talk, this grandfather clock component now moves, even though he still has a Whoville face.
Yes, and Lumiere lights up. When I was heading out of the park, it was still too bright to get any of the photos with a nice light. So hopefully that'll be something I'll do at some point, is a nice night tour of the Flower and Garden.
And we learned this is unfortunately not a heffalump.
No, it is not Lumpy the Heffalump. It is just a classic. If you go back and look at the opening day videos or the pre-opening videos of what's his name walking through the swamp singing, you can see those.
Well, I think we're almost done with.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just keep going at this point. Bambi, Canada, and then the Canada geese.
Yes.
And Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah, and the Mickey
I'm glad
and
I didn't
Minnie.
cut it off when I said I was about to, because that didn't make any sense.
The Mickey and Minnie I only found because I had to move over to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and as I was walking down towards International Gateway, they have those welcoming guests that come in through that side.
Hello, loves pugs.
Pugs are very cute.
Pugs are very cute. It's in the same genre of dog. We have a French Bulldog Boston Terrier, so not quite a pug, but it's.
But your dog is very cute.
Not a pug. Max says it's just an 11. I don't know. I missed it, but I don't want to make him think I'm ignoring him. I want to talk now over at the Odyssey Pavilion. This turned out to be one of the highlights when we were doing our walk and talk yesterday. I thought this was very cool. This is where they moved the station to what is this called?
Citrus
Blossom.
Yes.
Where was this previously?
I want to say it was out along the walkway over by the Violet Lemonade. I just can't talk about Flower and Garden without talking about
That's fine.
But we were having a conversation, some of us last night, that on the app, it still lists Citrus Blossom as an outdoor kitchen. We're like, No.
Nope. It's in the Odyssey building where you can have all sorts of Orange Bird merch, but I want to show this. I'll mute it. Just some fun animations here, some little details. Like you're like, oh, it's just going to be these oranges. No, this screen has stuff. This sun, the rainbow kind of lights up from time to time.
I get the rainbow happens almost towards the end of it. Like I was sitting there until that dang rainbow lit up just for the reason of
we got nothing else to do. We can sit here and leave that on. But yeah, I just thought this, and I like that they mix some other citrus in there. But yeah, just a really cool display, and feels like something they don't, have to do. They could just set up a little kiosk and sell food at it. So for them to kind of add these little magical touches, it's pretty cool area. There's a little rainbow. Yeah. Ant-Man's favorite part of the festival. Yeah, because he loves orange slices.
Oh, okay. Citrus, yes.
Yes, citrus.
I also completely missed the whole Cassie Lang thing yesterday. Her at Avengers Campus.
Well, so I'll let you stick around when we talk about her if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, tons of Orange Bird merchandise. As we found out, the MagicBand is priced at lilac.
Yes.
So there's that.
I'm actually a little upset about this because while we were live, I ordered just the sipper cup because I was dying. And then I looked when I went back later on, and I could have gotten the sipper cup and the Orange Bird Golden book.
The little orange book is what it should be called, but you know what? That's okay.
Just the sipper cup alone is $15, but both were $19.
Anything else you want to tell us about Flower and Garden? I'm going to bring Luke back. You ready to come back, Luke?
There is the Garden Rocks concert series that was not happening last night. I believe it starts tomorrow night is the kickoff. And not only is it some big names, I put those in quotations because I think Big Bad Voodoo Daddy is back this year, but they also have some of the local bands around Florida that perform on the weeknights. So it's a great time. Go enjoy the festival, enjoy some music, some great food. That's the other thing I'm very excited to go back. We did get a complete stranger to give us a review of the brunch cot booth.
They made it sound amazing, by the way, especially that the cinnamon roll bites.
Yes.
Brunch cot is also the absolute greatest name for a food and wine flower and garden booth I've ever heard. That will live on forever in my brain.
Before I let you go, Jeremiah, I want to talk about something else you saw at a different park, and that is that they've added
which park?
Yeah, it's a real mystery. They added a new doll in a wheelchair. It's a Small World at Magic Kingdom. This is similar to what they did at Disneyland previously, and it's going to be coming to some of the other parks. So this is the photo that Disney sent us, but then you managed to take some of your own. Can you give us some context of where this is?
As soon as you go in, like it is not even, you're coming around the corner. I included the video. I don't know if we tweeted it or did anything, but it is like as you're coming underneath the archway to go in, you can see it right there. And it was almost a panic moment for me because I had my phone in my hand, but I was like, oh, it's right there. Got to get that. I am a little sad that they didn't add one into the celebration area. But again, that's...
Yeah, I would kind of expect that because I feel like Disneyland has at least a couple of them.
The celebration area here is so small, and I know that this is going to come across as bad, but there isn't...
Maybe don't say it.
No, there isn't any areas that aren't in constant movement or rotation for just a wheelchair to be there. I know that they can add it into the scene, but there isn't something like that where it is a stationary spot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is first time it's one of the cast members that enabled the business employee relations group. All part of the different inclusion and diversity initiatives that they've been going on. This will also be coming to Disneyland Paris when their version finally reopens. It's been
closed for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, it's they had some extensive work to do in there, from what I hear. So
Yeah, I think when I was there in 2019 was just before they shut it down. Like, I think my ride was one of the last ones, and then it's like, okay, we're done. And
Which
now,
is sad because there's this every time I go on a different small world, I say that it's my favorite, but I think Paris is definitely in contention. So I've
Yeah.
missed it the past few times. But
I think with Small World, the only thing I ever get is every time I go on the one at Magic Kingdom, I'm always like, wow, Disneyland's so much better.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of bounce back and forth between whether I like being the narrow canals or like the big open ones. But
I
One
like
of
the
the
narrow
things that
canals.
I did take a picture of, but I didn't tweet or anything. The signs are back in Pinocchio Village Haas that Doobie and Rebecca and Gideon love so much. You can hold up the sign to the boats that are going by. There was
oh,
a kid that has a great future in a sign twirler, holding up the "everybody clap on the boat." Like, he was doing it for probably about 20 minutes while we were waiting. So
that's funny. Well, Jeremiah, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And before you go, I have one question for you.
yes, sir.
What are you doing tomorrow morning?
What am I doing tomorrow morning, boss?
I think you should co-host this show with me.
Luke, you're out of here.
He's
It's all
heading
right.
to the West Coast.
I'll be on the plane to Disneyland, so
Yeah.
it goes well for me.
So yes, Jeremiah will be joining me tomorrow morning. So look forward to that. But until then, I'll let you go. Have a great day.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Take care.
So now that we're done with Walt Disney World, we can go over to Disneyland. Back to Disneyland. We already checked out the snow, but we talked a little bit yesterday about how the medallions now interact with the MagicBand Plus. And so let me just show this video. Mike tried it a few times. He said they do have signs explaining how to do it, but he was still having issues, but he figured it out. So here's just a few of the different ones. So you see here, you kind of wait for your MagicBand lights up, and then you make like you act like Doctor Strange, it seems like. At least that's what he's doing. You get a little chime, you get some different lights, and it seems like the different lights. So I think I think I included the same one is going to light up different colors. That was more of a reddish hue. This is more of like a blue and green.
Interesting. I wonder if that light corresponds to the color you have on your MagicBand.
Good question. It's kind of disappointing because they all have the same. Like, it's not like there's different characters. Now here's Mickey, and he does have different sayings. So that was a hiya pal. Let's see what we get now. Hot dog.
Hot dog.
And here's another one at night. It's weird how you don't hear that water in this video. It's almost like I used the audio from something else. So yeah, kind of fun. Also, not the greatest. I wish they would have different characters on the various medallions. Like, that seems like that would make more sense, kind of like they did with the 50th statue.
Just the pixie dust sound isn't particularly that exciting.
Yeah,
I don't think, but it's a neat idea, and I think I mentioned yesterday, I just really like interactive stuff with the MagicBand, and I'm excited tomorrow to go to Disneyland and use my MagicBand there, which I never thought was something I'd be able to say.
I will say, Mike says he really enjoys being able to use that for entry as opposed to having to take out his phone to do it. So,
oh yeah,
there's that.
Much easier.
So next over at Disneyland as well, we kind of mentioned it with Jeremiah, but and we also kind of teased how Mike was having trouble finding Cassie Lang at Avengers Campus, but he finally did it. She is appearing with her dad, Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man.
Love the Converse.
This was over by Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, like probably almost in Hollywoodland. But I can also play this video. I'll put this on mute. Just to give you some context, there's that.
Corner by the gate.
There they are. So she was doing some superhero poses, as you saw. She's a poser, as Yelena would say.
Now there's a character we haven't got in Avengers Campus, I don't think.
I don't think so. Really cool. I feel like they skipped over her.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Well, hopefully, she's going to be in Thunderbolts. So hopefully when Thunderbolts comes out. And so this Sam over here is with the guests. I guess that's an official one. At first I thought it was just a guest. And I was like, oh, that's kind of surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I'm watching this again, I'm like, oh, no, he just came over. They just did a team up, but they're really separate characters. Okay. Makes more sense now that I'm watching this for a third time or whatever it is.
I'm surprised they're not over by their restaurant.
You would think, right? That's kind
Right.
of maybe that's why Mike had trouble finding them at first, is that they're kind of in a strange spot.
You're in that weird part of Avengers Campus that is Avengers Campus, but doesn't feel like it because it wasn't the new part.
Yeah. So she does exist. This is real. Per usual, we don't know how long she'll be there. Just like a couple weeks ago, we had Kang, and I don't know if he's still around or what, but
I would assume so, at least maybe for like the period that the movie is out, maybe until it comes to Disney Plus.
Look at this action shot.
That's a great shot.
It is a great shot. If it wasn't vertical, it would have been my featured, but I had to play around with it. So yeah, Cassie Lang is there. Who knows? Maybe you'll get to meet her, Luke. Maybe not.
I will keep an eye out for her. I was looking so hard for Wanda when she was out, and I never saw her.
That costume was awesome. That long jacket.
Fantastic costume.
Well, Luke, this might be the last installment of our brand new segment that we invented. Yesterday, they announced the new menus for Cafe Daisy and Good Boy Grocers, which will be at the reopened Toontown. Because it used to be Daisy's Cafe, and now it's Cafe Daisy. Is that the difference? Or was it Daisy's Diner or something?
It was Daisy's Diner, yeah.
Okay. The place where you could go if everything else was busy, you could go there and get a pizza. So yeah, let's take a look at these. I know these have cheese, but they are pizza. I like these cheesy pizza flopovers. These look so good to me. I mean, I don't think they're going to look this good when they are actually served to you, but my gosh.
I suppose they're kind of like calzones. Am I right?
Yeah. Like if you cut it into quarters, it'd almost be like a pizzadilla.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, I mean, they include what you'd expect from something that's called a pizza flop over. It just has pizza ingredients, and it's folded over with some extra mozzarella and parsley or whatever. This spring garden wrap, plant-based offering that combines romaine and quinoa into a wrap with a creamy lemon dressing and toasted pumpkin seeds, accompanied by house-made chips. This is not for me. It looks like a Chipotle burrito, though, at first. So I was like, ooh, what's this? And then I read the description. I said, oh, no.
Minus the dressing, that actually sounds pretty good.
Okay, see, you're more into vegetables than me, apparently.
I like vegetables. Fruit.
And then, of course, you got your classic kids' meal items here, personal pizzas, including one that looks like a Mickey. They double check what those are. Other corn dog bites and mac and cheese. Mini donuts that look delicious. Toontown tater chips. Could just call them chips.
With chili cheese sauce. That's an interesting accompaniment.
Some different beverages here. Watermelon lemonade and specialty cold brew. I don't know why the extra R's are in there. Maybe a throwback to the Burbank ice cream.
Your favorite place.
And then this is really cute. So there's a picnic basket, if you will, and then this picnic basket that you like hold like that. Given that they're having like a whole park idea, like Centennial Park and everything, I think this is a really clever idea all around. Perfect picnic basket. I didn't even get that. Perfect picnic basket. Come on now. Sorry.
I believe it's pretty affordable too. I think for the basket itself, it's like $23, $24, and it comes with the basket, but also 3 food items of your choice.
Such as cuties, mandarin oranges, yogurt smoothie, applesauce, granola bar, gluten allergy-friendly fig bar, and more. Yeah, this is, if you need to enhance it out even more, you can also get the blankets. That doesn't come with the basket, but what a cool idea.
Very neat, yeah. Very different kind of idea, and I think that's something that will go over quite well.
Yeah. Well, that was
Before
just going to
we-
be the only edition of our food thing,
I
but we
was
have more
just gonna
food.
say, yeah.
No, you said, I pay attention to you sometimes. Princess Night. We've talked a little bit about this food because we saw it on the guide, but now they have a full foodie guide, so we can go through this. First, Bengal barbecue, pineapple shrimp skewer with spicy sausage. That'd be the only thing on this skewer I would eat was the sausage, and I would pick around the pineapple and the shrimp. Neither of which
I would
I am big.
eat that without the sauce.
Yeah, that too. I don't know what the sauce is exactly, but Cafe Orleans, you got some fancy little tea bite looking thingies here. Oh yeah, this is all part of the tea service. This looks beautiful. Not something I really want. This is obviously a candy apple dipped in caramel, enrobed in blue and white chocolate, and decorated with pink and gold white chocolate and white chocolate wheels. There's also a Cinderella carriage crisp rice treat. That one I would try. So yeah, you could see they cleverly took the Mickey shaped Rice Krispie treat, but then covered the ears with wheels, and then covered the main Mickey. So Starbucks does this too. They have a cookie that was like a fox at some times, and other times I forget how they just decorated the same shape differently to be a different animal. It's very I think maybe there's like a reindeer or like a leaf. I forget.
Okay.
Yes, you could totally tell that's a Mickey. Right? Can you not?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm right.
It's all in your head, Kyle. It's all in your head.
All right. Here, Galactic Grill, loaded tenders with spicy or sweet mayonnaise drizzle. That's automatically down for me. Slaw, diced pineapples and cilantro. Sparkling lemonade, lavender infused lemonade. Maybe, but if it's as sweet stuff as the violet lemonade is at Flower and Garden, then that's no. Princess Sundae, black peach and raspberry sorbet with white chocolate dipped waffle cone or waffle cup rather. Sorry.
Is that the kind you find in a secondhand store?
It is.
Okay.
And if it's warm, you don't need much more.
Oh, good.
You got your raspberry sorbet. Are we going to get copyright struck for quoting lyrics or
for singing?
Yeah.
Singing.
And a Harbor Galley, a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie, like every princess has, and mixed berry milk, which I imagine is like blue milk, but without the blue.
Yeah, kind of what it
No,
seems
it's probably
like.
actually dairy instead of whatever it is. This looks appetizing enough at the moment. Let's see what it says. Kate, oh yeah, these are I didn't know it came with steak fries. That just makes this my pick even further. The fried chicken thighs tossed in Cajun honey and served over steak fries with crispy shallots, candied pecans, and green onion. Yeah,
I think that's the winner of the event. That looks fantastic.
This also sounds pretty good just based on the title. Let's see. Tea time lemon funnel cake dipped in lavender citrus infused condensed milk topped with edible glitter, purple sugar, lemon sorbet, basil blossoms, and candied hibiscus. Yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, no, that looks pretty good. You got some good stuff for this event.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay to go there, unfortunately.
No, me either. But
now we get to some more basic ones here. Yeah, like ooh wow, some spicy chicken and chicken fingers.
Yeah.
That's the escargot flatbread, garlic butter escargot. Interesting. So yeah, I guess they're really putting snails on a pizza. So if that's the thing you're into, then go to Princess Night. I'm sure your date will want to kiss you afterward. Curried beef hot dog, chili aioli. This looks pretty, but it's just basically a cinnamon sugar pretzel with it's got marshmallow and cotton candy frosting. And of course, some various churros with sweetness on them. So
Yeah.
Lots of fun things. Obviously, you're only going to be there for one night, so you kind of have to pick probably pick an entree, a snack, and then maybe one dessert. Or if you're splitting, maybe you can get away with a couple desserts. That's the only thing, is that they have these massive menus, but then how many things can one person conceivably try over the course of a few hours? Because you only have 3 hours, I think, for the party, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, no, there is not a lot of time for that. So it would be really nice if those items were available the entire day of that event.
Yeah, or at least starting at 6.
Yeah.
Like kind of transition at least a couple of the quick services over or something.
Yeah, give you a little bit of an extra chance to actually try some of the stuff.
But just making the hardest of pivots, we're now going to talk about business news. Bob Iger is going to participate in the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference on Thursday, March 9th.
It is 1 week from today.
It is 1 week from today. I can almost guarantee we'll be live blogging this, but if we don't live blog it, we'll surely be tweeting it and listening to it. These things are hit or miss. Sometimes there's some interesting tidbits or quotes that come out. Gives us a little bit more insight into what's happening. Especially, I think it's funny that anyone from Disney is participating in a conference that has the word technology in it, because that is one area where they are sorely lacking.
Yeah, not their forte.
Yeah, but something we can hopefully get something out of. And then pivoting even more, I know this is a Disney news show, but we're going to talk about Universal for just a moment, because today they introduced a vegan version of 2 versions of butterbeer, and this is going to be available at both Universal Hollywood and Universal Orlando Resort. So did you know that butterbeer was not vegan?
I didn't know one way or the other.
Yeah, I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I did confirm, just in case you're worried, the regular version that you've had is sticking around, but now you can request a dairy-free version. Apparently, there's trace amounts of dairy in the foam that they use. They've come up with a new one that doesn't use dairy, but you can only get it on the regular butterbeer or the frozen butterbeer. The hot butterbeer is still going to have the dairy topping, so keep that in mind. And yeah,
at least for now too. I'm sure that's something that they might change as time goes by.
Perhaps, yeah. That's not something that they necessarily stated outright in the press release that they sent, but I did go to the three broomsticks menu, and it states that you can request the 2 butterbeers with. It has it all like laid out there. So I thought that was interesting that they pointed that out. So yeah, hot butterbeer will remain unsuitable for vegans or anyone with dairy allergy, is the way they stated it. So yeah, kind of cool for people. Trisha, I believe, I don't know if she's vegan or vegetarian, but she was very excited to go and try this. She says she needs to get to Universal right away. So
yeah, no, I'll be at Universal Hollywood this weekend, checking out Super Nintendo World. So
very
might
cool.
have to swing by. And I'm not a big fan of the regular butterbeer, but I love the frozen butterbeer, which is unfortunate for me, given that it's going to be frozen in California. But
yeah, I wonder if we don't know. So this is big. I don't know. What's big, Mac? The butterbeer thing?
We love context.
What you may not know about traditional butterbeer is that primary ingredient is ham. So this is big. Okay, I had to read the comments in order to make it make sense.
Oh, well, that would do it. Yeah.
Yeah. They also had to take out the green eggs. That's the other part of it, along with ham. Anyway, that's going to take us to our first one, kind of taking us back to the top of the show here, is the snow, and we're calling it snow. So everyone knows.
Hey everyone! I have never seen this before, but it is snowing at Disneyland. Ah! It's snowing! Happy snowing! I got you! It is
See, snow. That's, by the way, in case you don't know, that is the Disneyland ambassador, Natalie Guzman, and Mark King is the other ambassador. He's also in that video, and you can hear him at the end there. So, yeah, I thought that was cool. Disney got their own video. Ken Potrock, the president of the Disneyland Resort, also tweeted or also Instagrammed a video yesterday of the snow falling. So.
Yeah, no, that's cute.
Immortalized. Next up, we have just a photo. This is Pedro Pascal in his getting ready for the winter formal, apparently, and
Pedro Pascal is fantastic in whatever he does and whatever he wears. I will take it.
Like, I'm not gonna knock him. It's okay. Yeah, he got to meet Mando. This was not at one of the parks. This was shared by Disney Live Entertainment's Twitter. They took outside of the berm. They were at the premiere event that they had in Hollywood. So they got a photo with Mando, Grogu, and the Mandalorian himself. So pretty cool.
As of yesterday's show, I had not seen the Mandalorian season 3 premiere.
And now you have. What do you think?
I enjoyed it. It was good. I thought the ending was kind of rushed.
Yes, I felt the same. I don't know if it was rushed, but it was just like, oh, it's over already. Like, yeah, I was expecting a bigger ending.
Unexpected ending. But apart from that, intriguing setup. I'm excited to see where things go.
So yeah, Mike Celestino will be back later today with, I think Jeremiah is on that show as well. So they'll break down Mandalorian in depth with spoilers later today. So stay tuned for that. Next, we have a pocket pick from you, Luke.
From me.
Yes, tell us about this.
I just saw this on the Twitters this morning, and it thought it was really cool. But it's Wanda on the Marvel Day at Sea, which I believe is aboard either the Disney Fantasy or the Disney Dream, one of those two.
I forget which one. That's
yeah, they're pretty much identical ships. But she's doing her best Tinkerbell impression, and it's really cool.
You let me worry about that. Hey, Force, batter up.
It's over now, Wanda.
Of course. Pietro, Vision, my boys. Everything has been taken.
Very cool. So shout out to Rachel Meets World, Rachel Page, for tweeting that. Just the most obvious wire, but whatever. It looks awesome.
You know, whatever you can manage to do on a cruise ship. The fact that they can do that on a cruise ship is pretty impressive. So I'll take it.
And then for a final pocket pick, I asked Max specifically if he had any for me. So he sent me one, and it made me laugh out loud when I watched it. So it qualifies. So let's.
Welcome to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. You're in for a real treat. The Carousel of Progress was Walt's own idea from beginning to end.
Now that is another movie I need to see. That looks very interesting.
Yeah, I don't 100% know what that is, but I love.
It's the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's a movie about Nick Cage, starring Nick Cage, all about Nick Cage's roles. Very meta.
Sense. Yes. Well, that will take us to the educational part of the show. Thanks to thisdayindisneyhistory.com. That's where I get this information from. This day in 1976, Walt Disney World welcomed its 50 millionth guest. Her name was Susan Brummer. So that's in 5 years, 50 million guests. Kind of the same pace we were talking about with Tokyo in 4 years.
That's about 4.5 years at that point. So that's incredible.
Yeah. This is speaking of incredible coincidences. Yesterday we talked about Ron Howard's birthday, and you mentioned how Bryce Dallas Howard was in the Disney family as directing Mandalorian stuff. Well, it's her birthday today. On this day in 1981, Bryce Dallas Howard was born.
Just one day off her dad. That's so cute. My personal favorite Bryce Dallas Howard role is in the cue for Velocicoaster where you hear her say the same thing at least twice. If you're in the single rider line, gonna be closer to like 6 or 7 times.
Oh, Marvel.com editor Rachel Page. Well, then, there we go. What she would know about her Marvel stuff. Thanks, Mac, for teaching me things. On this day in 1986, a month after I was born, a little bit more than a month, but back then it was Safari Outpost. I meant for this to just be the image. Safari Outpost opened. Now it is the Indiana Jones Adventure Outpost. But yes, on this day in 1986, this space opened up in Disneyland's Adventureland. And
now it's a seating area.
Fair enough. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Disneyland in a long time.
I think if that's the area to the left, then it's a seating area. If it's not, then it's still the store. But half of that got transformed into seating for Bengal barbecue.
Gotcha. This next one I don't have an image for, but I want to just share. I'm going to read this exactly as it was on the This Day in Disney History site. On this day in 2000, the year 2000, the Orlando Sentinel reports Walt Disney World is planning a space exploration attraction that has intrigued NASA. The Space Pavilion, expected to open at Epcot in 2003, would feature a series of interactive exhibits and shows describing space exploration, culminating in a motion simulator ride similar to what astronauts use to prepare for space flight. Huh.
What could this be?
Yes. So obviously some of that happened.
One of my favorite things to do ever is to look up photos of Horizons during that time and just see because Horizons closed in early 1999 and we didn't get Mission Space until 2003. So it was about a period where a year period there where the building still stood, and then they started demolishing it, and it is probably one of the saddest sights and saddest ways that they ever demolished anything in a Disney park. If you look up photos of Horizons being demolished, it just slowly becomes a shell of itself. And it's crazy to think that Mission Space, even with the space restaurant next door, takes up maybe a third of the amount of space that Horizons did.
Yeah. I am impressed that in this thing they even got the opening here right. I was expecting us to 2003 and then laugh because it didn't open until 2007 or something. But no, they actually nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Tours. That's what it was going to be. We don't know how we missed out on that.
Body Wars.
Next up on this day in 2007, a cinematic masterpiece was released. As soon as I find my tab, I can play it. John Travolta is in it. Do you know what this is already? Because it's on the sheet.
I do, yeah.
Okay, yeah. See if people at home can play along. It's got John Travolta screaming in silence at a kid raking leaves. Oh, he kicks the leaves. He's angry. Who else is in this movie? Oh, not John. That's William H. Macy. Bill Macy. Yeah, this was Wild Hogs, in case you didn't know. It was supposed to be a sequel. It got canceled.
Wilder Hogs?
I don't know what it's supposed to be. Martin Lawrence is in it. Tim Allen. Disney legend Tim Allen also in the movie. I'm pretty sure that because after Old Dogs flopped, then it got canceled, but
that was another Disney movie, right?
That was another Disney movie. That was Robin Williams and John Travolta. So yeah, that was released on this.
But
day.
a different character, John Travolta.
Yes.
It wasn't related. It wasn't in the Hogs cinematic universe.
No. Thankfully. So that was 2007. Now, finally, 2014. Let's watch this moment together.
You want to say it?
I'd like to try
And
it.
the Oscar goes to?
Oh, are you ready? Frozen.
There
Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee.
Yeah, Frozen won an Oscar Best Animated Feature at the Oscars this year, and people don't pay that much attention back. You're also the only one watching, so leave me alone. So yeah,
I
congratulations to
noticed that
Frozen.
too. I just didn't say anything.
It also won. Let It Go also won. Yeah. I don't even feel
Rightfully
like
so.
talking anymore, Mac. Jeez, ruining my tongue. It's hard. You try this. Anyway, we are past 10 o'clock. Let me see if there's any other news. Otherwise, we'll be taking this in for a landing here. Have you seen anything
just
else
took a
come
peek
along?
myself and didn't see anything too much.
Oh, there's a we showed the trailer for Haunted Mansion. There's another new poster in addition to the teaser poster that they shared yesterday. So let me go ahead and bring that up. I just need to copy and paste a few things because life is hard. Mac. And
gosh, Mac.
Here we go. So yeah, you see the different characters there. You see some different reflections in the back. Danny DeVito and Rosario.
Yeah. Danny
Pretty
DeVito, Tiffany Haddish, Owen Wilson, Lakeith Stanfield, and Rosario Dawson, and child actor I don't know.
Very cool. Let's see if there's anything else breaking at the moment that's related to Disney. I am not seeing anything. I'm sure something will break right as we get off the air because that's just how it goes.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it?
But for now, I think we are all set. So, Luke, thank you so much for joining me this week.
You are so
this
welcome.
Past 4 days. Let me just recap some of the things we talked about today. In case anyone missed it, they can rewind back to the beginning. We did watch the Haunted Mansion trailer together. We talked about snow in Disneyland. And I don't care what anyone else says about it being snow or not. We have the Flower and Garden Festival, so make sure you check that out. You can also watch our walk and talk from yesterday. Went to Magic Kingdom for a second, Disneyland's medallions and the magic bands, and plenty of other fun stuff. So tomorrow I'll be with Jeremiah. Later today we'll have Bosk live with Jeremiah as well, talking about The Mandalorian. And then tomorrow we'll also, after our morning show with Jeremiah, Mike will be at Disney California Adventure for their Food and Wine Festival kickoff. So join us for all of that. Until then,
and I think for more food related stuff too, I think Mike will also be at a preview for the Boysenberry Festival at Knott's today.
Oh wow! Okay, I didn't even know. More stuff you can't eat. That'll be great.
Boysenberry Festival is my jam, so I can
I see what you did there.